I'm going to be answering some questions I was asked, and obviously on video. So get pumped for that, because I'm sure this is going to be such a fun, awkward experience for everyone involved. So let's get started. Okay, so I've got a nice little handy dandy list. So we will start from the beginning and work my way up. So first of all, number 14, so this was a list I reblogged. I said I would answer any of these, and then I also got some bonus questions from some other followers that I will answer at the end of this. So 14 is, do you believe in luck or miracles? I would say yes to both of them, more so, especially in luck and more of like the coincidence and how the world works in a really interesting and weird way. Miracles, I think, is definitely something that happens to those who deserve it, but doesn't always happen for those who deserve. And sometimes I also feel like miracles can not necessarily be the good things that happen in life, but also the bad things that happen in life, because sometimes those are the types of things that you need to happen for life to get better, for things to change. Yeah, so I'd say yes to that. 31, I really like this question. Is your hair long enough for a ponytail? I really, barely, it's getting there again, but like, just like those really tiny, like, like this long of a ponytail. I could put like this in a ponytail, but back here, not so much. No, a little short. 45, what makes you get out of bed in the morning? This, I've actually been thinking about this question all day, because it varies from day to day. Some mornings it's more of I don't really necessarily want to get out of bed, but I have to make myself get out of bed, or it's more of I get out of bed, go lay on the couch, and go back to sleep because I just don't want to do anything or face the world. I've talked about it before, but I do have depression, and so that can make it really hard to get out of bed in the morning, especially with having diabetes and the way I've handled my diabetes, especially the last probably about 7 years. Definitely been close to death with that multiple times. So it's hard, and that makes getting out of bed hard in the morning, but things have been getting better, so it's been a lot easier, and I can motivate myself more in knowing that I'm doing much better, that I'm not as ashamed with how I handle it as I used to be. I don't hide it. Or I guess I've never really been a closet diabetic one who like won't tell anyone or do anything in front of people. It's just more of I just didn't do it, and I was more of ashamed that I didn't do it in front of people, or that I wasn't taking care of myself. So I've been talking with that with friends and stuff like that, so I've been making that a lot better. So knowing that I'm making those steps towards bettering myself, that helps a lot to help me get out of bed in the morning. Going to work, honestly, is one of my favorite things. Like, I absolutely love the people I work with. I love what I do. I love my job. And friends, I mean, I really don't have very many friends around here, or many friends to begin with, but they definitely help motivate me to get out of bed in the morning. And this little guy over here, my lovely little baby cat, he keeps me going, and family, of course. So, I mean, some days the things that help me get out of bed actually more keep me in bed. So, I mean, it's a day-to-day thing, basically. So, yeah. 52. One thing I wish I could change about myself. I always have the same two answers for this question. One would be my height. Kind of short, which that's actually a question later on, so you will find out how tall I am soon. Number 2 would definitely be that I have like a good singing voice. Like, I don't like my voice very much to begin with, especially my singing voice, but I still love to sing, and I will if I'm comfortable around you or I'm at work. But yeah, I wish I could like actually sing. Like, that'd be fantastic. 70, which I'm actually going to expand on this question because I got another question regarding this topic, but names of my best friends. I really used to call 2 people my best friend, but in recent times, I'm not as close to who I would say my first best friend ever, Autumn, was. We're kind of drifted apart, and it really sucks, but it's just one of the things in life, and I think it just happens. But I definitely say my best friend is Ben. You can follow him at Ben Marks, Marks, not Marx. He's fantastic. I'll take him in this too since I'm talking about him. So yeah, so he's my best friend. I would also say my mom and my dad. I honestly prefer hanging out with them at bars as opposed to anyone my age. Also my grandma and a couple of people at work I'm really close to too. But then to expand on this question is what I love most, the best qualities of my friends, and then things that drew me to them. Really, what I love most about Ben is his sense of humor and how he's able to cheer me up no matter what, how shitty of a day I'm having. He's really supportive too. I would also say these are his best qualities. He's just one of those people I'm just really comfortable around with because we have a lot in common and we're just really, really, really sarcastic assholes. And it's fantastic, and we're just dorks, and I love it. Really, I don't remember how we became friends. Probably the fact that he was in every class that I had in high school, and there was just always this really annoying, smart aleck kid that I just wanted to slap because he didn't know when to shut the hell up. And somehow we just ended up being best friends. So you know what? That's how it happens, I guess. Yeah, but Ben, definitely my best friend. And then 90 also kind of goes along with this. Name a person that you love. Strawberry kiwi Kool-Aid, it's the best. Person I love a lot of people. Pretty much either I don't know you, I don't like you, or I love you. There's really no in-betweens with me. Obviously I love Ben. He's just absolutely fantastic, and my parents, they're so supportive and so understanding, and they're just, like I said, my best friends. We get along really well, and they're really cool parents. I mean, they're hilarious. Trust me, if you know me, I've probably talked about my dad, and he's the funniest person I know, and he's just such a dork, and it's fantastic. My cat just jumped. It was cute. And they were really cool parents, especially some of the people I know and some of my friends. I know their parents aren't always the best and haven't always been there, but when I look at my parents, I'm really lucky and really thankful for them. I also love my grandma. She's one of the first people I'll tell you that I absolutely love. She's who I get all my crafty, artsy things, and everyone has that one uncle or aunt who's super, super conservative and posts the dumbest things on Facebook. That's my grandma, except for on the liberal side. She will call out the conservatives on Facebook, and it's hilarious. I love it. It's pure gold. And it's really cute because on my dad's side of the family, it's a relatively small side. It's basically my dad's parents, his aunt, my dad's brother, and then that's it, besides my grandma's side of that family, where she's got 2 sisters, and they all kind of have big families, but it's always kind of a little awkward with them. But with my grandma only having sons and my dad's brother never married, my brother and I are only her only grandkids, so me being the only granddaughter, I'm her only girl. And that was when I was born. The first thing my grandma said to my mom was, "Thank you for my girl." So I've always had that really special connection with her, and she's just so great. I absolutely love her to death. I'm kind of starting to get a little teary-eyed talking about her just because she's that great and so fantastic. I also love all the people I work with, especially after tonight. So it's been really stressful lately, just with changes with the company and being holiday season. You know how retail is. But tonight they definitely reminded me how much I love my job and how much I absolutely love them and how supportive they are as well. So moving on from that question, because I really could talk about this forever. How am I feeling? I'm feeling pretty good right now, actually. This is question 100, by the way. I don't know, I'm tired, but I don't ever sleep like a normal person because that makes way too much sense. But yeah, I'm feeling good. Like I said, I've been taking care of my health a lot better. I've been drinking like 2 of these a day, which is like 2 quarts of water, if not more. So I'm like actually hydrated. So yeah, I'm taking better care of myself and making sure when I'm not at work I'm having some downtime because otherwise I'm like going to die. I did just have the flu last week and it was pretty awesome too, but you know, it's better. Yeah, I'm doing good. Doing pretty good. 119 is my favorite book. This is always a hard question. I always say White Oleanders by Janet Finch because it's one of the books that I don't know, I just always remember and just kind of one that spoke to me, even though I really couldn't understand it all personally from that standpoint, but it was definitely a really good book and one I'd recommend to anyone. And I have a whole like closet full of books over there, but I really like reading poems and poetry in general and like short stories. So Edgar Allan Poe is like one of my favorites, and that under all my other books back here. This fantastic little like it's basically my Bible. The best loved poems of the American people from 1930 something. It's just really full of a ton of different awesome things, and as you can see, I've bookmarked a lot of poems that I really like. It's got a lot of my favorite people in it too. So, and I just found a Java West coffee order from high school in it, so yeah, I've been carrying it around with me for a while. But that would like a book per se. That would definitely be my favorite like book. But I mean, I also like absolutely love the Harry Potter series and like series of unfortunate events. Like I actually kind of want to start rereading that one just because it's pure gold and it was an awesome book as a kid. So I mean, why not? But I always have a list of books to read. I've got like so many on my phone that I need to read and have started reading that I'm like never finished. Eventually I'll get there though. I'll have time at some point. And 37, this one answers an earlier question. How tall am I? I am 5 foot and sometimes half an inch, depending on where I'm getting measured at which doctor's office. So generally just 5 foot, but normally I'm wearing like 3 to 5 inch heels, so a little taller than, so it puts me about average. But basically I'm 6 feet, which is kind of cool, but definitely really short. And then number 48 is, what's your favorite quote? I have a couple favorites that always come to the top of my head. Definitely my favorite is, life isn't about finding yourself, it's about creating yourself, which me being kind of artistic, sometimes I really identify with that one, and just kind of goes to show that you're always ever changing and going through life, and you're not just finding yourself. It's like literally just the whole quote, like you're constantly adding to yourself, constantly changing, constantly creating yourself. But I also love what I actually have tattooed here, is I received an Aztec wall of vision and dissolved my room in sweet derision, closed my eyes, prepared to go. A gentle wind informed me so, and bathed my skin in earther glow, which is a stanza from my favorite Jim Morrison poem, Explosion. It's actually in his handwriting on my arm, and it's just one of those, I don't know, it's, the whole poem is just, I mean, it's Jim Morrison, so none of it really makes sense to anyone, but to me it's just kind of about, again, changing yourself and finding that reason to make yourself better, and you do you. And then I also love, which, let me look up on my phone, The Laughing Heart, which is a poem, and but like I love this whole quote. A lot of like my favorite quotes kind of are on self-change and making yourself better, and just kind of the whole life aspect. But your life is your life. Don't let it be clubbed into dank submission. Be on the watch. There are ways out. There is a light somewhere. It may not be much light, but it beats the darkness. Be on the watch. The gods will offer you chances. Know them. Take them. You can't beat death, but you can beat death in life sometimes. And the more often you learn to do it, the more light there will be. Your life is your life. Know it while you have it. You are marvelous. The gods wait to delight in you. I love that it's actually read by one of my favorite singers too, that I found on YouTube probably about a year ago actually, and it was the first time I'd heard it, and definitely with going through depression and everything kind of really spoke to me. So that would be another favorite quote. I have loads of a lot of them I have like on my Tumblr page, or I tag them in under words. So you can always check that out. So that comes to the end of this list. And then I've got some bonus questions. One of them being, what's something you'd like to accomplish in 2015? No, I don't really know. Be happy, I guess. Make myself better. Be a lot healthier. I want to keep working at keeping my diabetes under control and staying healthy with that. I think I actually want to go back to school. It was one of those, this is part of the reason why I absolutely love the people I work with. I was talking with them tonight with it being finals week for them. And I took the semester off with it being the holiday season, and knowing how stressed I got with finals and holiday season last year. I didn't want to deal with that this year. So answering one of those, I mean, I'm a manager and getting ready to step up where I could be a co-manager of a store. So it's one of those where I've really been debating if I want to go back to school, because there's just so much I want to do and I'm interested in. And I like that deciding on a major would be absolutely impossible, and I basically wasted my first year of college just taking a bunch of gen eds, but it did help me realize I absolutely love art history. So, which I've been posting a lot on that lately, because I've been going through my textbook that I kept from that, and I actually have ordered the second volume of it. So we were talking kind of about this, and like if I was going back to school, it's just because one of the girls is she just finished grad school and is going on to an internship in Des Moines now. So it was her last night, and yeah, we were just talking. She's like, wanting to know if I was going to go back to school, what my thoughts were. I really have been thinking maybe get a major in art history, though that's definitely either have to move away, which I really, really like my store and the people I work with, and I'm really close to my family. So that's a lot easier said than done. So it'd probably be something we do online, because the school I don't want to go to really any of the schools around here, and not that all of them would offer a degree in art history. But then I thought possibly a minor in religious studies, or just kind of history or political science as well, just to kind of go with that. So maybe going back to school would be something I'd like to accomplish in 2015. Also, I think I want to move out. I'm not for sure. It's really nice not having parents and, have someone there when I come home and have people cooking food. So that, I don't know, maybe not. It really depends. I don't want to live alone, but there's not a lot of people I could actually live with, so that's another big thing. Yeah, we'll see. I don't know. I'm pretty chill, pretty laid back. I don't really have any certain goals. I think I definitely want to be ready to take on a co-manager position, though, so be ready for the next level with work. That would be pretty cool too. Yeah. Alright, so next question is biggest fear in life. It kind of goes along with my typical answer whenever anyone asks me what I want to be when you grow up, what do you want to do when you're older, what do you want to do after high school, after college, yada yada yada. My answer is always very simple: be happy. What do you want to do with your life? What do you want to do? I want to be happy. I mean, there's, like I've said, there's so much I want to do in life. There's so much I'm interested in and would love to do. But out of everything, I just want to be happy. Like, and that's not something you can always be and always will be, but I think it's a good goal. Like, I had a person I told that once to, and a few days later he actually messaged my mom and was like, wow, she's like really, she's an old soul. She's really grown up for her age, like, yada yada, like going on and stuff. And he's like, one of my favorite things she said today or that day was, I asked her what she wanted to be when she grew up, and she said happy. And he was just blown away with that. And so that's like, I know, like, it's kind of like ego centrifugal to like be like, yeah, this is my favorite answer to anything. Like, I'm really proud of this, but I am. Like, so many people are like, yeah, I want to go to do this and do this and do this, but I just, like I said, I don't really have plans. I don't know what the future holds. I just hope I'm happy. Like, straight up. And then my last question before I say goodbye to you, because this is like a 20-minute video. I'm so sorry no one's going to watch all this. Good for you. Yeah. What tattoos do you want to get? So I actually just got a coupon for a half off tattoo at, actually I have off any service, but I'm definitely going to use a tattoo at a local tattoo parlor that's actually in my mall. So I'm also supporting another store. But right off the top of my head, there are a couple of tattoos I know I want to get, and one of them I'm really excited about because I finally figured out where I want to get it. Last year, my cousin passed away at the age of 21, about a week before his 22nd birthday. It was very sudden, very unexpected, and he left behind a fiance and a 4-year-old son. So, and with only having 6 cousins total on that side of the family, we were all very close, and he was definitely one of my favorite cousins, and if I had a big favorite. And he meant a lot to me, and I still struggle with it pretty much every day. But the whole time, because it would be like one day we'd get good news on his condition, the next day it'd be back to, like, it would be one step forward, 2 steps back, basically. And the whole time, everyone just kept saying, hope for the best, prepare for the worst. And I've always wanted to get, since then, I wanted to get that as a tattoo, and I just haven't decided where. But I've decided I want to get it here, or hope for the best, and then prepare for the worst here. In honor of him, his sister, my oldest cousin, who I'm also very close to, got the forever symbol with 21 in his name and like some wings, and it's very like rockish because he was like super into Metallica and classic rock and stuff like that. So that was her tribute to him, and I would definitely like to do the same thing, as we're all kind of big into tattoos and stuff like that. But otherwise, I also, on like the inside of my finger, yeah, I'm flipping you off, take that. I want to get an apron, because if you've ever been to Bath and Body Works, you know we all wear aprons, and it's been such a huge part of my life for the last 2 years that, and it will continue to be a huge part of my life no matter what. That it's definitely one of those that I want to commemorate, and yeah, so I want to get a cute little apron tattoo. And then I also have always had the idea for the on the like inside of my foot, one on each side or one on each foot. Every road leads, or every path I can't even talk, which I can never do. But every path leads to El Dorado. Every road leads to home. I don't know. I think I put that in a poem I wrote, or I don't know, just pulled it out my ass. But I've always liked it, and I think it'd be cool on like the arches of my feet. So yeah, I mean, I've got like a whole list of like a bunch of tattoos I want to get, and I probably won't use my half off coupon on any of those, because those are all like just tests and will be like really cheap anyway. So I'll probably save that, because I mean, I already have a Jim Morrison tattoo. I kind of want like his face on my body or something like that. I've got a bunch of ideas for a bunch of different tattoos, so I'll probably save that for a more expensive one. Just because those coupons never expire for me. So excited. So tattoos are pretty cool. I win a lot. Yeah. So I guess that's really it then. I should probably maybe like quick look to see if anyone asked